Hello and welcome to Ability MKE Now. My name is Sue Roskoff and I'm here along with Kurt Roskoff as your host this evening here with Ability MKE Now. We are a show all about abilities. It is integrating people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in Milwaukee. We'll have our own personal strengths and weaknesses, right? Some things we're really good at, other things we find more of a struggle. We all have different abilities. Now here at Ability MKE Now, we dive into the topic of diverse abilities to the extent here of the diversity of disabilities, and that concept of disability does hit a wide range of possibilities, whether it's a physical disability, mental disability, the deaf and hard of hearing community, chronic pain, a mental health diagnosis, goal of substance use reduction, you name it. There's all a huge wide variety of possibilities, right? We all know folks who touch something in that realm at that we all know. So it may even be us. We all have our own special pieces that we bring forward every day, right? So here at Ability MKE Now, we highlight a lot of that and we try to showcase good things that are happening, share information so that everyone can be better informed, and to really brag about all the cool, wonderful things here in the Milwaukee area that are with and for folks with disabilities. So one thing I want to point out right away is that it's summertime here in Milwaukee, and it's been nice and hot these last few days. It's been amazing. We, the Roskoff family, we actually, for those of you who know our history, know very well that our background and our entry into this whole world has been through water skiing. We do a lot of adaptive water skiing, and we're pretty excited that our first event of the season is coming up in just a couple of days here this Friday. So we are going to be down at Browns Lake in Burlington at Fisher Park this Friday, which is June 24th, 2022. We will be down there doing our first big day of adaptive water skiing. So it is the kickoff. We have 3 dates down there this summer. The first, again, being this Friday, June 24th. The second one is on Friday, July 8th. And the final date is Friday, August 26th. So again, those last 2 dates, July 8th and August 26th, we are looking forward to this. We always do. We have a lot of fun there. We have made a lot of new friends and are already catching who's all part of the crew that's going to be out there. And it's going to be amazing as always. Kurt, anything to add to that real quick before we dive forward here?
Yeah, I think maybe it'd be a little helpful to go through the dynamics of an adaptive ski event format and, you know, kind of the components that make it work. So we work through presently a few organizations to give us an initial feel of demand, I guess you might say, through our networking. So Lakeside Curative Services out of Racine has been a founding partner with the Lindsay Legis Free Water Skiing Club, and we've been able to bring an adaptive community approach program, ACAP out of Waukesha, which is the founding organization for the program out at Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. And we also have a professional by the name of Connie, and so she does services for people with disabilities all year long, and so she's become kind of one of our devoted partners, and sharing with her community of people, and and then it kind of goes on and on from there. The Browns Lake Aqueducts as a water ski show team has been very good to bring some power into the Lindsay Legis Free Water Skiing Club. being a source of some water ski talent for side skiers. And and we have Rick and Denise Legis who come out, that the Lindsay program is a devotional program honoring and commemorating their late daughter, Lindsay Legis. And so with that, a boat that was used during Lindsay's life, that Lindsay nicknamed the Pony Boat. And so it's a classic boat that is used with a Ford Mustang engine in it. And that's where it gets its nickname of the Pony Boat. And so basically the format is where 3 ropes are linked to the pylon together with a trick release. And so side skiers go to either side of the sit ski. And so with that process, we have water help, we have people at the dock and the shoreline. With wheelchair users are transferred from a wheelchair, their daily wheelchair, over to the sit ski for the skiing activity. And so there's safety considerations taken into account. Some of our participants rely on us to breathe, because if we have mobility where someone is relying on a swimming partner, without that swimming partner, a lot of participants are not able to do what we call right themselves. So if they end up face down in the water, their airway is under the water level, and the only way to get that airway clear to breathe is a swimming partner coming and working with that participant's torso and shoulder line, and safely making sure their neck and everything is up above the water, and waiting in the water like that, and getting attention to come in safely into shore and keeping that smile on their face. So these programs take a good number of volunteers to make it happen. And so like Friday, we're saying, as an example, if we have a dozen participants, I'm thinking we're expecting, probably like 8 of us, Sue, are volunteering to take a dozen people skiing. Does that sound about right?
It seems about right. That's, I think, last I heard, that's where we are.
Yeah, and then with the care staff, they're coming down and serving the clients that they have out at the ski site. Some come with family members and so forth. So we could easily have 25 to 30 people, at Fisher Park, during one of these events. So just thought I would put a little description there. Otherwise, to me, it seems a little vague just saying an adaptive water ski day. So that's a little something to go by. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate that. I forget, not everybody knows us yet, right? We talk adaptive water skiing a lot, and it's something that until you see it, it's hard to visualize it, right? So that is something. If you just Google it, even you'll find videos. Google it or throw it into YouTube and search for adaptive water skiing, and you'll be amazed what you come up with actually seeing it in action, from everything from the point of view of the shore, the point of view of the boat. We've even seen it with having like a GoPro camera mounted either on the ski or on a skier, and getting a true what's it like at this moment feel of being on the water. And it's definitely worth checking out, because that is something that if you're not able to get there in person to see it in person, you can still get the feel of what's happening there. It's pretty awesome. And additionally, I know we have this first event that we're talking about on Friday. Saturday is Lake Country Clean Water Festival in Pewaukee, and that is associated with our home ski team with Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. And we are doing ski lessons, just regular, normal ski lessons, upright style, on I think here, let's see, what did they say? From 8 until 11 in the morning, and I'm pretty sure the slots are filled up already. There'll be another date later in July. But after the ski lessons are done, or I should call it learn to ski, most of the participants that come out have never been on skis before. So the Learn to Ski, it finishes up around 11. And at that time, we will be on the water doing a couple of adaptive water skiing demos. Because with Lake Country Clean Water Festival, it's in partnership with the Kiwanis Beach Party. The whole area there along the beach, the road is closed. There's a stage set up. There's bands playing. There's food. It's a big event that brings a lot of people to that site right by the beach. And that is just down from where our home ski site is. So there will be people out there that would not normally come to just see water skiing, because we do our ski shows there every Thursday. But there's a lot of people that either don't know about it or really don't have an interest in that. And that's where I am excited to have that chance during this festival to actually do a water ski demo with adaptive water skiing. Because for those that may or may not be all that familiar with regular water skiing, what about the adaptive water skiing? If they're not familiar with what we do as a team normally, seeing adaptive skiing would be a huge thing and blowing people's socks off, really, because when you are on the microphone and giving that narrative so the audience understands what they're seeing out on the water, people just stop whatever they're doing and cheer and are excited and want to know what's going on out there. It's a pretty fun, exciting thing to see. And we have that chance on this Saturday at 11. So we are looking forward to that coming up here real quick. I can't believe we're this far into June already that we're doing that now. This is crazy. And speaking of this far into June, I do have to do a quick shout out to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day from last Sunday. We love you. We know you are have a lot going on. I'm going to actually say, especially dads of kiddos with disabilities, they have all sorts of added things that they are doing on a daily basis that, again, a lot of people don't even think about, and they're appreciated more than they know. And I wanted to throw this back to Kurt again. You were talking about another fun thing coming up in the water ski world, that there are Learn to Ski opportunities happening with the adaptive division. And it's in the idea of the 3 event piece here, where you're learning trick, slalom, and jumping, and they're doing clinics across the country. Can you tell us a little bit more about what is happening with that? And I know we do have at least one site here in Wisconsin that will be highlighted along here too. So can you share a little bit more, please?
Yes. So this is through grant money from the Veterans Administration, and this is a success story of the USA Adaptive Water Ski Team that competes internationally with World Adaptive Water Ski 3-event competition. So the competitive adaptive skiers that I call it diverse ability skiers are doing 3-event tournaments where they're doing slalom courses and they're going on a wake ski and doing tricks, and then they're flying over a ramp and through all those elements, competing against other countries for that. And so with this grant, these are for clinics. These are Learn to Ski clinics. And so this is available to veterans with disabilities. So I tend to refer to it as injured, wounded veterans. And so sit skis and Delgar straps and, different equipment is used to create that adaptation that, the veteran circumstances can be accommodated to provide a water ski and wake sport experience. And so, yeah, there are 10 locations that have been funded to provide this. Seminole, Florida, Martindale, Texas, Lakeland, Florida, Locust Grove, Virginia are all events that have taken place. And so July 8th, Pohick Bay, Virginia, Oroville, California, July 16th, Harmony, North Carolina, July 30th, Sandy Rune, South Carolina, August 6th, and Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, August 8th. So 8/8/2022. If you have a chance to get down to the site of the Twin Lake Aquanuts down there, that's where they're going to be holding that event. And then another one on August 8th is in Perham, Minnesota. And so August 8th will culminate that series of 10 events for injured and wounded veterans.
That is stunning and amazing to see what they are all doing there, that they are expanding this. I just went to the website through sportsdestinations.com where they're describing all of this, and anything to expand the sport of water skiing, first of all, and also the disabled, I'm looking at the word disabled here. It says a 2022 Disabled Veteran Athlete Equipment Grant. So that they're through that grant are being able to fund these big clinics to increase access to the sport. I'm so excited to see this. This is fantastic. So that is coming. Well, some have already happened. Well, actually, I'll have to do some searching around this upcoming week and see if I can find some info on the events that have already taken place, and perhaps it makes me wonder if there are any local folks who have participated at all. I realize those first events were not nearby, but that doesn't mean people aren't vacationing or doing things in those areas that maybe we know some folks that have been part of those. So I'm gonna have to do some digging to find out more. And speaking of travel, okay, so we are here with Ability MKE Now, based out of the Milwaukee area, and next week, even Kurt and I get to take the show on the road a little bit. We are going to be on travels ourselves, and we'll be just across the pond, so to speak. We'll be over in Michigan with some family and doing this live from there. So I'm kind of curious if we might be able to rope some of the family into participating with us or not. I don't know yet. We'll find out when we get there. But the whole idea of travel, I was going to bounce some questions off of Denise will be with us next week. I want to talk to her a little bit about, her being a wheelchair user. What kind of things goes into planning travel that she does that's different from what we do? Because I realized when I was doing some searching in the area where we're going to be going to, that if you do some searching, you can find all sorts of activities to do. But what about those that are accessible? That is one thing that I've realized, and granted I haven't dug real deep, but I have realized that for us here in the Milwaukee area, we are unbelievably blessed to have the amount of accessible activities here locally that we do have. It's actually kind of stunning as I look even through the Milwaukee County Park System. They have an entire section here that is devoted to parks for all abilities. So I'm just going to highlight some of the fun things that are local here and available and ready to go right now. Go, and people can enjoy these fun activities at basically at your leisure. But part of it is just knowing that they exist. Because even as much as I'm aware of a lot of activities that are accessible activities, there's things on here that I was not aware of as well. So I just want to make sure that folks are tuned in here to things like hand cycles and adaptive bikes. And if you're not familiar with a hand cycle, I mean, you know what a bicycle looks like, where you're using your feet and your legs to make the pedals go round and round. There are adaptive bikes and actually hand cycles where your hands are doing that motion instead of your feet. The mechanism is at kind of shoulder level, so approximately, and you're able to sit, and as long as you can use your arms, you can pedal your bike, so to speak, with your hands and arms instead of with your feet and your legs. So that is something that is available, that even if you've never done it before, it says, I'm reading right here from the Milwaukee County Parks website. It says, check out a hand cycle for free at Wheel Fun Rentals at Veterans Park South on the Lake Loop section of the multi-use Oak Leaf Trail. So there are bikes available that you can use, and if it's something where you have a family member who would be able to use a hand cycle, but you've never used one before, what a great opportunity to be able to do that and see how it works for you, and get that chance, so that you can all go potentially biking as a family at that point. I know Kurt, help me out and make sure I get the name correct, but I believe it's Brett Emery with Emery Cycles. I know he's done a ton with adaptive equipment as well. So I know there's a great local resource for how that all works. I know when we were doing some events with the Madison Spinal Cord Injury Group, that they've had events as well where you'd get a chance to just go and they'd have a hand cycling night. So we have been lucky enough to actually get to try using a hand cycle, and it's different. If when I'm used to being on a bicycle using my feet, doing something with my hands like that it's a different feel to it, but it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. It was pretty great. So that is an available thing here in Milwaukee at the county parks, and that's just the first on this list of, oh my gosh, I keep scrolling. There's a lot of things on this list. There's zero depth entry pools. So you can visit, it says, I'm just reading this from their site, visit water parks at Cool Waters in Greenfield Park, Schlitz Aquatic in Lincoln Park, or Pelican Cove in, oh my gosh, I'm not going to pronounce this right, Kosciuszko, Kosciuszko, Kosciuszko Park. I don't know how to say that. I'm totally messing that name up. I'm so sorry. If you're local to that park, you know what I'm talking about. But they all have the zero depth entry, so you don't need any special anything. There's nothing to step over. You can just go right in, even wheeled right into to that water park area. There are also outdoor pools at McCarty Park and at Wilson Park that have ramps that go into the pool from the deck edge. And then there's also indoor pools at Noyes Park and Pulaski Park that all have accessible entries. So this is amazing to me that there are that many opportunities in the Milwaukee area here where they have accessible and zero depth entry pools. Now, what about golf? Do you know that there are carts that are built for somebody who's normally I'm going to say a sit down person? If you're normally seated, as a wheelchair user, they have adaptive golf where you can use their golf cart and it will stand you up. It's a paramobile golf car, and it allows you to stand to do golfing. So I think of friends who are potentially, I have people in my head as I'm saying this, friends who are spinal cord injury folks who have lost mobility due to that spinal cord injury, that they perhaps can't use their legs anymore, but they used to be a golfer, like an avid golfer. This is something that I can only imagine they would just be drooling over, to have that chance to go and do something that they used to do, that they maybe thought, hey, I can't do this anymore because, golfing, you kind of have to stand to do that. Well, now they have equipment that allows for that. And Kurt, actually, I was going to just pop that over your direction for a moment, because you and I got trained on how those units worked several years ago. They're pretty awesome. What did you want to add anything to that thought of being able to do stand-up golfing through the use of a paramobile cart?
Well, I think to take it as an example of how accessibility needs to be built in communities and the marketplace, because the paramobile example is something I'm very comfortable with because we had been in the golf business for 13 years. And so I'm able to relate to look at those paramobiles and say, yeah, when we were in the golf business, or even for the present day golf business, to say that management of the golf course is going to buy a fleet of these golf cars, I would say that the marketplace is not organized for that. If the marketplace is more organized and there could be a more reliable demand for it, yes. So the key here is that these nonprofits are providing the paramobiles, and so the management can just take the accessible equipment and award it to the guests, golfers, and away they go. So that's taking care of an economic barrier. So that's the work of nonprofits. So I guess that's what I would point out, is that's when the magic happens, is that when we can blast through the economic barrier that individual golfers are not going to be able to afford these things. Management of a business is not going to invest in these things. So when nonprofits fund the equipment, there is where people with disabilities are participating. Like, we're excited about all these examples.
Excellent. Yeah, there's, I know there was at least a local site where you could borrow the equipment as well. So it's one of those things, if you look, you'll be surprised what you can all find as resource. And one, I want to just highlight one more thing that is local here in Milwaukee that is incredibly unique and has been publicized pretty well here in the last couple of years. But now that people are, I think, getting out more and more and more, now that we're mostly past all the COVID kind of barriers that we've had with everybody staying home, beach wheelchairs and the accessibility at Bradford Beach, that was a huge undertaking. And I know that actually, Kurt, helped me out. I just blanked on it. The group that did a huge amount of the legwork and fundraising for that is the Ability Center. There we go. I just lost it. It's back. The Ability Center.
Milwaukee is the program.
Say that again.
Ramp Up Milwaukee is the program that the Ability Center was supporting to make all that happen.
Awesome. So Ramp Up Milwaukee. I am going to read the short little blurb they have on the county parks page about the beach wheelchairs at Bradford. It says, hit the beach with a free beach wheelchair checkout. So you can borrow a wheelchair, a beach wheelchair there. So the beach wheelchairs feature wide tires to allow you to maneuver in the sand and into the water. Bradford Beach features a permanent concrete ramp to access the beach, and the seasonal there's a Moby mat. It's something that goes out just during the summer times here, where folks are able to access the water from wherever they're getting the parking and all that. They're able to get over the sand and enjoy the beach area with the same accessibility then that I would have just walking out there in my bare feet or whatnot. So it's a huge, wonderful thing that Milwaukee is blessed to have all these possibilities at our fingertips. And for us here at Ability MKE Now, we're thrilled to be able to share that with you. And as always, we thank you.